Brekke. Right here. This one here.
Lingren is summer.
Here. I know. I've done the last all morning. Yeah, the girls. Number 3, sheet 3. Yep.
So then you'd be saying that which is common. Oh, I you go. That's hard.
It just takes attention.
I have to go here.
It's not a bad thing. It's just it's different. We're talking last week before the event. Yeah. Oh yeah. The very beginning of the event, it was curling across there too. And then I'm not sure which we didn't catch. We lost it.
Sponsors first.
We were still taking too much ice all the way up until.
Welcome to Broomstones Curling Club for Draw 12 of the Junior Nationals. This is Sharon Cutter on the microphone with assistance from Suzanne Roy and Jennifer Leichter currently on the video console. After spending the morning on the video console, I have to say that's a lot harder than it looks. So do keep in mind that it's not as easy as one might think it would be. So our featured game this morning is Lingren versus Brekke. Just finishing up their first end. Score... I did not see what happened. Waiting for them to post the score since we're tuning in a little late here. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Dunkin' Donuts from Lexington, Whole Foods in Wayland, and Brooms Up Curling Supplies. I'd like to thank our sponsors for helping to make this event happen. If there are any difficulties with the audio, please do let us know in the chat forum, which we're keeping our eye on.
Anybody know what happened?
Waiting for them to post it. Did you have to see the score? No.
Nobody's responded. Nobody's posted that. Okay. Sheet 2 drop-in is
And conversely, if we have a -2 here, unless the stick is saved from the drive, it's not going to look good.
We also have a key game going on right now between Dropkin and Hodek. These are two teams that are in contention for the top of the round robin. So we'll be also trying to keep an eye on that game as well. Dropkin scored 3 in the first end in that match, so they're up 3-0 at the moment. Lingren took 1. Thank you, Todd, for the score.
They have not posted the score yet. They haven't posted.
Todd said Lingren took 1.
The score?
Mute that phone. So the sweepers are sweeping hard on the Brekke rock here, going for a takeout on the Lingren rock. Looks like they've got it, but they're going to roll out. Currently have a clear house.
Contest? Okay.
Brekke calling for a draw behind the guard. Line's looking pretty good. Weight looks great. Nice draw to the 4 foot. Right to the tee line. Lingren looking for a freeze here. Looks like it's a little light. It's going to end up just in the 12 foot. Lingren calling for a tap back of her stone in the 12 foot, wanting to tap it back onto the yellow stone that's on the tee line. Lingren saying wait only, sweepers are on it. Looks like it needs to curl a little bit more though. She's going to get a tap, not quite to the tee line. Tap up to the 8 foot, just biting the 4 foot.
He's making the right calls. Just got executed.
Brekke looking to draw into the 4 foot. Yellow's pretty.
Keep going.
They both have the same hair. They look identical.
Up on the ice, the young girls have to be like.
And Lindgren ends up opening up the center there.
Sorry, say that again.
Brekke has the hammer in this end, though she's putting up a guard to protect her shot rock.
I'll give that to you after the ends. Okay.
That would be great.
No problem.
So, looking at sheet 2 for a second, the Dropkin-Hodek match. Dropkin is red, and there are currently 2 red stones in the house, 2 center guards in front, with a port that Hodek looks like he's going to come down in between, try to get at the 2 Dropkin stones.
2 rocks left on sheet 3. Last row.
For the feature game, we're down to Skip's rocks here. Lindgren getting ready to throw her first rock. Over on sheet 2, Hodek just ticked the top of the 2 Dropkin stones. So Dropkin remains with 2 stones in the house, lined up behind a guard. So the port doesn't really give access to those 2 stones at the moment. The Lindgren rank is sweeping hard, trying to get that stone into the house. Looks like it's going to tick on the guard. And it ticks and rolls over to the top 12. So Brekke sitting 1, about to throw her first stone. Over on sheet 2, looks like Dropkin's throwing, I believe it's intended to be a guard. Looks like it might be a little heavy. Supposed to be a bump? supposed to be a tap, and it is a nice tap. It's to the 4 foot. It is open through the port. So Hodak getting ready to throw his last stone, looking at 3 red in the house, but a pretty big port and pretty easy access to the 2 stones on the 4 foot. He just needs to hit and stick for his 1.
Still on sheet 1.
Do you have the standings? Do you know, like, Stubby Myers is probably also a key game?
Names. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Hodak clips the guard. Dropkin steals 3. Current score on sheet 2, 6 Dropkin, Hodak 0. All female staff here today.
It was a beautiful shot. They just had to stay on it.
Okay, now shut on sheet 3. Oh no, this too. Sorry.
Looks like Lingren considering a run back for her last stone. Tap back maybe? And they do get a tap up, not quite into the button though, so Brekke's still sitting 1 with her last rock still to go.
Just happened. He was watching over here, I guess.
I'm not sure what the call was here. Looks like maybe trying to chip the yellow one in. No damage. 1 for Brekke, so the game is tied at 1-1. Dropkin 6-0. No other scores posted yet.
Yeah, they haven't posted yet.
Well, 1-1 for Lingren and Brekke.
Yeah, I've got that.
Stubby won on she won. Lindgren calling for a hit and roll. Lindgren? Brekke, sorry, Brekke. The two skips look very much alike and they're wearing the same jacket. They get the hit, no roll, but they're still sitting with two yellow stones in the house. Jennifer, Hodik is with a K. Hodik is with a K. Hodik is with a K.
H-O-D-E-K.
H-O-D-E-K. I think you had a C before. Brekke calling for a draw to the 4-foot. We have an open house, no guards. Lindgren has hammer in this end.
It hasn't said it's full yet.
Updated. They're all in the third M now.
Oh. Lindgren made a nice hit, almost got a double out the back, but just missed the stone on the back of the house. Team Brekke sweeping hard. Looks like they'll hold it. They're going to get the hit, though they're going to roll out. Still sitting 2 of Team Brekke stones in the house, out on the edges. They're on Skips Rocks on sheet 2 for Dropkin Hodek with an empty house. And over on sheet 1, the Myers-Stubbe game. Coming up on Skips Rocks, and there's 1 Stubbe stone on the back 8 with a center guard not currently protecting it.
Yes. Shots.
Over on sheet 4, we're coming up on Skips Rocks for Sweet versus Fowler. Sweet currently with a 3-0 lead in playing the third end. They have 2 stones in the house as the first and second shot rocks. So that was the last Vice Rock for Team Brekke. Ended up putting up a center guard. Lingren calling for a draw behind it. And last rock on sheet 2, Dropkin versus Hodek, that was a blank. So after 3 ends, Dropkin 6, Hodek 0. So on the featured sheet, Lingren has hammered this end. It is currently going to be Brekke's first Skips Rock. Looks like they're calling for a stone to the top 12. The sweepers are on it. And they're off it, they're watching. Goes to the top 4. It is exposed. So Lingren has an opportunity here to hit this and roll behind a guard.
So Myers 3, Stevie 0, is that right?
They're just finishing number 3 now.
No.
Myers.
And they just scored 2 more.
And the sweepers are on this. No roll.
I'm just going to give up on it. This is too complicated without this. What I'm supposed to be doing, which is taking these pictures.
Over on sheet 1, Myers just scored 2 to be up 4-1 against Stubbe. And Sweet stole 2 to be up 5-0 against Fowler. Team Dropkin on sheet 2 is clearing guards with 2 of their own stones in the house. And the Brekke sweepers are on this one. Gonna get a little roll, not much of a roll. So their stone is also still open. So Lingren has a nose hit here for 1. The sweepers are off, waiting for it to curl so that they can get the stick. They get the hit. They get a roll. Jam. That was a big shot.
Can't tell what the score was. That's too many.
I couldn't see amongst everybody's feet. You guys probably have a better view than I do. I think that was 1 for Lingren.
Okay, we'll see it here. She's throwing. That's right.
They're going to post shortly. 1 for Lindgren. Yep. Confirmed on the scoreboard. So Lindgren up 2-1 after 3 ends.
Is this the end you're playing at?
Looks like this Lingren draw, Brekke draw, sorry, over curled is going to hit the guard. Taps it just into the top 12. Lindgren calling for another center guard. So Brekke has hammer, calling for another draw behind that corner guard. Over on sheet 2, Dropkin's team just made a nice double on 2 of Team Hodek stones, leaving Dropkin sitting 1 in the back of the 4-foot. Back of the 8, sorry, it's in the 8-foot. The Brekke draw looks a little heavy. It's out the back of the house. Nice draw by Team Lingren there. Swept it just past the guard, right into the 4-foot. So Brekke has hammer here. She's going to start thinking about clearing some of these guards. Ooh, nice shot. Gets the stone off the button and clears the guard, one of the guards. She does leave a couple of stones in the top of the house as guards. Team Lindgren working on a draw here. They're looking just for the top 4. Finishing it behind the guard. It is in front of the tee line. Ooh, just gets past that guard. They pluck that stone out and get a nice roll behind the cornerish guard. Center corner guard. Cornerish guard. Lingren's going to try to get at this stone on the edge of the 4 foot there. And just hits the guard. Taps her own stone, though. And it's hard to tell from here who is shot. Yellow shot. So it looks like yellow is shot. Super's being called off. Nice takeout. They roll out. Is that a flash by Hodik? It's like Hodik just missed a takeout on their last rock to allow Dropkin to steal one more. So Dropkin up 7-0. Actually, oh yeah, 3 was a blank. Yep, 7-0. Brekke going for a hit and a roll behind the 2 guards, but clips the guard, leaving currently 2 Lingren stones in the house. Over on sheet 1, Stubby currently has 2 yellow rocks in the house. They have hammer this end, and Myers is going after a stone on the 4 foot, trying to get a roll behind a guard. Lindgren putting up a guard here. Over on sheet 1, the hit was a hit and rolled out, so this is Stubby's last rock, and it's an open draw for 2, just with a center guard to avoid. And it was a good draw, so Stubby takes 2 on sheet 1. That game is now 4-3, Myers versus Stubby. 4 for Myers, 3 for Stubby after 4 ends. Oh, he had the flu yesterday, right? Looks a little scruffy, but he looks okay. Brekke makes a nice tap on the Lindgren stone to sit shot rock. up there? Or you?
I need to put that on the chat. Look away for a second.
You get confused?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing okay. In the beginning, I was letting myself behind.
And it's past the guard. They get a tap, but not enough to knock it out of being shot rock. So Brekke's still sitting one with her last stone to go.
There's all these Zoom cameras now. We're just not even bothered with those because we don't know how to use them.
Well, yeah, right. You could zoom in on 1 and 4, but yeah, right.
Don't know how to do it. Looks like the
And they're actually at this point, I think, just trying to prevent tapping the redstone into the house. Or maybe they were drawing through. Maybe that was the call. I didn't see what the call actually was. But looks like 1 yellow. Do you see what the call was? No, I thought they were trying to come down the other. I didn't understand what the call was. It didn't make any sense to me. That might have been the call to come through the port.
Yes, right.
I think it was.
Yeah, she took 2.
1. 1 yellow. It didn't look like enough to me. Do you see it differently? We'll see when they post.
It's when you see it afterwards, you know, it makes sense when you see it this way. That's the last shot. That's really
Yeah, so it was 1 yellow.
Yeah.
1 yellow. I wasn't sure what the call was because it
Me
didn't
neither.
make sense that
I
she would
agree
try to
with
hit
you.
that. I thought she was
Yeah.
trying to hit that and it wouldn't.
I thought she was going to try. Okay, drop.
So looking for a draw behind the guard that was just thrown. Stone looks pretty good. It's a nice draw in. Well swept. Over on sheet 1, Team Myers just made a pretty nice takeout through a port to be sitting 2. They do have hammer this end. But still a lot of rocks to go. There's still 4 rocks each to go on that sheet. And they're sweeping hard on this one, going for a hit. It is curling hard. I think she got just a piece of it. Moved it over, but did not take it out. Fowler took 2 in the 4th. Are you keeping up with those? You don't.
I can't keep it.
Yeah, it's too much.
If I were, like really
Sharon, are you going to be at the club for tonight's draw?
No.
You want to talk? Do you know who the commentator will be this afternoon, maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, so you could say we don't know who the commentator will be. Something like that.
We do have commentators lined up for this evening. I don't know off the top of my head who they are.
we need technical support.
Though technical support is welcome if any Broomstones members out there are interested in coming out and learning how to do the video production. It was actually a lot of fun.
Do we know if there are more sick players? There was a question on, are there sick players out there?
We have heard that some players are not feeling right, but don't know for sure.
So is that last rock for this, this sheet 5?
Team Lingren throws a very nice double there. So 1 stone in the house now. Team Lingren stone on the top 4.
Don't miss it. You need to stay. You need to stay.
Team Brekke gets the hit, but does not quite roll behind the guard, so their stone is wide open.
Okay. I'm updating the wrong cameras. I'm like, why do they look so weird? Because I'm doing the ones going the other direction. I just look at this one.
I did that once too. You get disoriented, right?
We blank on it.
On sheet 2, Dropkin versus Hodek, we had another blank, so the score remains at 7-0 after 5 ends. They're on their 5th end break.
You just missed that one. You just missed that one. She took the guard and took out. She was trying to hit it all behind, so she took the guard, knocked it over, and was able to make the shot. It's one of those shots that.
Nice hit and roll there. So over on sheet 1, the house is looking quite different now. We have 1 rock of Stubbies on the left side of the house, a couple of center corner guards, 3 stones remaining. This is Myers' first skips rock. Looks like it's going to be a draw behind guards. He does have hammer this end. This is the last vice rock for Team Lingren. They're calling for a draw. The Myers draw had good weight, but did not get fully protected by those guards. So they're now, I would say, a little bit at risk of Stubby hitting and rolling behind the guards. And Stubby does make a nice hit and roll. So the stone is mostly protected. Maybe a third to half open.
You actually have to switch to the other hand faster than you expect, because otherwise, because of the way it goes.
Last rock on sheet 1.
Last rock on sheet 1. So last rock is in play on sheet 1, Myers versus Stubby. Stubby currently sitting on the T line, and Myers trying to draw down. Looks like it might be light. Yep. That looks like a steal of 1 by Stubby. That ties that game up 4-4. Team Lingren there threw a nice guard to protect their shot rock. do it during the break.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look it up on the website.
Where's the other team?
And Brekke gets past the guard and does get that stone. That was a nice shot. So Lingren going to draw for one here. And the sweepers are on it, not really sweeping very hard. Looks like they're cleaning now. They just need to get to the 4 foot. And it's a nice draw. Lingren takes one. So they are up 3-2 after 5. And 5th end break.
Okay. So tell me, COVID.
So we're going to take a few minutes break here ourselves, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
direction are we going?
Coming back.
Coming back. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I dropped it off. They gave us some big sandwich.
Okay, I got it.
Excellent.
Now, how do I get rid of the score? How do I get rid of the scores?
You need to make sure you put the score back too.
Huh?
Make sure you put the.
Go to overlays, just click on.
Good. That's what I was trying to get back. I couldn't figure out how to get that back. Okay. No, it's not bad. Still not there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Am I doing it wrong? Camera? Yes. And that's what I was usually using. I just did that by accident. Honestly, I have no idea. Rear view is really not necessary. It's just, well, it's just wasteful. If there's money to be spent, if there was anything possible to be spent, it was essential. Why is this game a blowout?
What was that?
I think we'll shoot a blowout. This is requiring too much concentration for me. I can't multitask.
Can you say something people don't know you're back?
Yeah, I know. I'm taking a break. Okay, so Team Lingren with 2 stones in the house, calling for a center guard. Team Brekke with hammer this end. And Brekke gets rid of the guard, doubles out the stone in the back, but does leave her own stone as a guard. Lingren calling for a draw behind that guard.
Is that one yellow? Look like it. No?
Oof. Brekke going for a run back here. Clears the guard. Opens up access to that Lingren stone on the tee line.
We're in N6, right?
Yep. Lindgren sweeper's working hard on that guard, trying to cover the shot rock. There's a pretty big port there. Oof. Looks like Brekke's decided to just go after those guards. Over on the Myers Stubbe rink, Myers has hammered this end and had two stones as number 1 and number 2, and the Stubbe team just made a nice draw from the outside to get to the 4 foot behind all the center guards. So Stubbe's currently shot rock over there. We're on Myers' first skips rock. He's going to try to get that Stubbe draw out of the house. It's not really completely buried. And they tap it, but this is on the Stubbe Myers rink. Myers taps the Stubbe stone behind the guards and behind the tee line. So Stubbe's still sitting with a shot rock. A bunch of center guards protecting the 4 foot. Team Lingren puts up a center guard. Looks like Brekke's eyeing the run back.
Larry said we actually need to call Amy back and say she's not needed. Because Larry.
Oh, Larry's going to do it. She could come do the other commentary stuff, though.
Yeah, she I'll have her come and maybe 2 different times putting on their schedule for the rest of the assuming that Randy can't do it.
And she clears the guard. Team Lingren still sitting with 2 stones in the house. Puppy. What happened on sheet 4? Did you see sheet 4? That was looking like it was an interesting end.
Watching the boys here because they're approaching the end.
Over on the Myers Stubbe rink, we don't really have much access to that Stubbe stone on the back of the tee line. Myers is considering his options here, whether he can run something back to try to push it off the button. Do you have a sheet 1 house game? Well, if I don't want to mess it up right before the
Sheet 4 is now 8.
Ah, okay.
I'll be there over here. Checking here.
And
By far, all the ones in here, this house.
so Brekke cuts them down. Lindgren steals 1.
Do you want me to take a look at something?
No, it's going to be too late.
This is last rock on sheet 1.
So last rock on sheet 1, Myers versus Stubbe. He's going to try to move things around.
Oh, nothing.
Well, he pushed a red stone up into the 4-foot, but it does not manage to outcount the yellow stone, so Stubbe steals 1. Score on sheet 1 is now 5 Stubbe, Myers 4. So Lindgren just stole 1, so they're up 4-2.
Okay. Oh yeah, I wait till I missed it. I missed my opportunity, so.
No big deal. I totally understand. I gotta go after this. I'm in such pain.
Is there somebody who can do the curling zone stuff?
I get it, yeah. For the 4 o'clock match. I don't know.
I mean,
So they're starting here 7, right? They didn't post this. Okay, they just posted the score.
yeah.
So it's 1.
What end are we in?
We're in the 7th on Lindgren.
Okay, so they scored
Brekke.
1, so that brings us to score 5-2 for Lindgren.
So Lindgren calling for a draw behind the center guard.
That's
Comes up a little light. It's guard. Lingren calling for a draw behind the guard from the other side. Looks a little heavy, just to the back of the forefoot. Brekke deciding to open things up a bit, get rid of those center guards. She didn't really clear it. She did move things around, push the stone off the forefoot.
Lingren and Brekke at North Dakota at 60. They're 42. It was high. I mean, they were neck and neck and neck and neck. Lingren started decent.
Gonna make another try here at clearing out some of these center guards. Gets rid of two guards, does leave one in their place. Don't think what? It starts to hurt after a while, yeah. Do you want to swap? This is the first of the Brekke Vice rocks. Sweeper's working hard on it. Get the hit, but they're going to roll out. Still sitting with 2 of the Lingren rocks around the 4-foot. And Lingren draws another one in. Maybe that's not updating. Sometimes it stops updating in there. That's weird. Ah. Do you have the chat window open there? So this is the first of the Lingren skips rocks.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of chat. Sorry.
First of the Brekke skips rocks. I think she's just clearing the guard. I'm not sure. She hits one of the stones out. Takes her own start out on the back 12, but that's okay. There's a lot of yelling going on all of a sudden out here on different sheets.
I know I'm deaf.
Okay, so Lingren gets a draw into the top of the 4 foot, sitting 3 rocks with Brekke's last rock to go. Over on sheet 1, looks like Stubby's counting 1 and 2, but Myers has his last rock to go, and the stones are open, not behind a guard, so he has a pretty good shot at a hit and stick here for his 1. Maybe a double. He could get a double to get 2. He's trying to hit and stick. He was trying to double, I think was the plan A. He got the hit and the stick, so I think he took 1.
Okay, here's the last shot on your.
He had a possibility of getting 2. So on sheet 1, that game is now tied at 5-5. On the featured sheet, we're throwing the last rock from Team Brekke. And it is... They're working hard on it. Looks like it's going to be a steal. Question is how many? I think steal of 1 or 2.
I don't know. They moved it too quickly.
I may have it here.
Yes, that's what, if you were on this, you should see that this is what we're sending out. So that's, well, it's the same thing. You're seeing the same thing.
Here you go. That's the final shot coming.
So they're going to probably post it shortly. Waiting for the official hanging. I think it was a steal of 2, but I'm not sure.
Okay, here you go. Last shot.
Yeah, it was a steal of 2. Steal of 2. So it's 6-2.
We're playing the 8th then, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we go here. And then show this is the next shot. This is actually what they sit down.
Which one is it?
See, she's just called her. She doesn't get as much. She sets it around and switches. Lingren. This is what's going on next. Let's get this one here. That one. Load that one. It just goes on and on. Yeah. Especially when they like first start playing a takeout game. When they start playing a takeout game. I just switch almost immediately from the back. I stay on from the back camera for a long time. I switch almost immediately from this camera. I switch almost immediately from this camera.
What was the score? What was the score?
On sheet 2, Dropkin just scored another point to be up 8-2, and that's the end of that game. Team Hodak is shaking.
Final score 8-2.
Final score 8-2.
And your son is the
Over on sheet 4, Team Fowler is building up an end here. They do not have hammer, but they do have rocks 1 and 2 at the moment. And Team Lingren's going to get a guard out of this stone. Yeah,
Want a glass of water? Oh, yeah,
I got water.
Where did you get your water? Oh, down in the bar?
Yeah. Call here was for another guard. So they clear a guard. Lingren playing aggressively. She's going to draw another one in there. The stone looks like it's outside. I think she's going to miss that altogether. That's Lingren.
That's, she's lovely.
Woo! Over on sheet 1, the Myers team just threw a nice takeout through a port to take the Stubby stone off the forefoot. Myers sitting with 2 stones on the forefoot. One of them's on the outside edge, so there's a hit and a roll in possibility there for Stubby.
Some of the, see a lot of, when you're looking at the shots, you see the drips and stuff like that. She's just
All right on it.
straight at it.
Sheet forward down to the last rock. Skip last rock.
On sheet 4, Sweet versus Fowler. We're on the last Fowler rock. Sweet is sitting 2.
Fowler's last rock.
Fowler's going for a tap here, trying to tap up their stone that's on the top 8. A tap it, but not quite into the forefoot.
She has one more rock.
So Sweet has one more, and they're sitting either 1 or 2.
Okay, here's the last rock on sheet
So Brett trying to draw Joanne.
And the Sweet draw hangs out just a little bit too much, so no change in the number of counters. It was either 1 or 2 for Sweet, but we'll have to wait for them to post it. On sheet 3, I think they called for a timeout. We're up to the first skips rock for Team Brekke. They have looking at 2 Lingren stones on the forefoot and a few guards on the center. Sheet 1. Stubby just made a nice takeout to chip the Myers rock off the forefoot. Then that now leaves Stubby with 3 rocks counting, but the one on the forefoot is wide open. This is the last Myers rock. If you can get over there. We're going to see if we can get the cameras over to sheet 1. This might be a bit challenging for the neophyte crew we have today. They're waiting for it to curl. Now the sweepers are on it. I think it might be a little light. It's not going to make it into the house. So Myers just threw his last rock, leaving Stubby sitting 3. So we're back from the timeout on sheet 3. They're still lining up their shot.
It's actually less risk because they can't raise the coin in. The other side they could raise the coin.
Not sure if the called shot here is a run back or just clearing out the guard.
Yeah, he's not going to make it.
Almost had a run back into those two Lingren stones. They did open it up a bit. The last Stubby draw came up, did not quite make it into the house, so that end Stubby takes 3. To be up 8-5.
Who's Stubby playing?
Myers.
They have not spoken since they scored.
Putting up a guard. That did not look at the compliment. Maybe it's just revises the break it's good.
Lindgren puts up a nice center guard. Maybe it overcurled just a little.
If she takes these two, you could think it would be probably game over. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe not. It's only the egg now.
So Team Brekke really needs to take one here. They're already down by 4. Oh, they're going for the off-in, I see. Sweep, 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 sweep. Oh! Well, they cut him down to 1. It was a very nice shot. So that was 1 red, 1 for Team Lingren to be up 7-2 after 8.
Farther distance away. I'm just not used to working on.
Did you want to swap?
Let's swap for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's fine with me. I just each of the jobs is it's kind of interesting, but it's just hard. I just am having a hard time. You know, I think you do a better job. Which mic is on? The middle mic is on. Okay. Okay, so Sharon and I switched places for a couple minutes. And we're now in the 9th end, and Lindgren stole 1 in the 7th, and so we see she is going to take a little bit more conservative strategy here and call for her stone into the house.
She hasn't posted the score yet, so they're 7-1.
Right. So they haven't posted the 8 end score yet, so they are up 7-2 currently. And so Brekke, who needs points here, is trying to put up a At least I thought it was a call for a corner guard. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit heavy. And maybe, no, it looks like a good corner guard. Maybe a little closer to the center than she wanted. Lingren's going to try and put in another one here. And it looks like she has a shot that pretty much freezes with her shot that's already there in the house. So Brekke doesn't feel she can ignore these, so she's going to try and double these off. She gets one, but loses her shooter. Okay. So Lindgren, again, maintaining a more, is looking to clear off Brekke's shot. Removing rocks from play rather than the more aggressive steal strategy she's been playing for the last few ends. And she peels the guard and rolls to the side. Brekke is going to try and draw around this corner guard that Lingren left here. And sweepers are, they seem to disagree about what to do here. One sweeping, the other's not. But I think they, looks like they got by the guard and just trying to get it to finish. Okay. Lingren sees this guard as a liability, so she's going to try and remove her own guard here, peel it off. She actually took off her own. She also she peeled the guard, it jammed on her stone, which was on the forefoot, and rolled back. That stone rolled back to knock Brekke's shot back just a little bit. A lot of moans in the warm room as they thought, "Oh my goodness, she's going to be able to get all three of them." But it was a good shot, but not quite that good. Brekke is trying to put another one on the 12-foot, see if she can build up a bigger end here. But it comes in a little deep. Yeah. We're up to Weiss's rocks here. And Lindgren is still removing rocks. She's going to go for this front one. Just looking for a peel. Well, she did peel, but it pushed all the rocks back a little bit in the house. Her rock stays around, but she still has left 2 of Brekke's rocks in play. We're down to Skip's rocks in the Stubby Myers game. Looks like Myers has one behind cover on the right-hand side. He's got hammer. He's trying to draw a second one in there. Okay. Brekke tried to draw another one in here. She was looking to try to freeze on the Lindgren's rocks, but it didn't quite curl as much as she anticipated, and then it moved a little bit toward the back of the house. And so now Lindgren's going to continue with the same strategy of just clearing stones and take out the counter that Brekke has here. It's a nice shot. The Brekke elects to try to take out the Lindgren rock, see if she can remove the rock, and then roll over towards the middle. She does tick it out, but doesn't stay around herself. Okay, so Lingren still with her plan to remove the rocks here, is trying to remove the Brekke's rocks that are in the back of the 12-foot here. She's looked a little bit at the double. Let's see if they're going to make it. Myers is down to Skip's rocks. His final rock. Right now, Stubby has one in the 4-foot, and Myers has one behind cover. So Myers looking to hit and stick here to take 2, to go down, to go to 8 and 7, down 1 without the hammer, going home. Lindgren shot looks like she's got 1. But doesn't get the roll to take the second one. So Brekke looks like she's calling for, I would guess, a draw to make it to be in front of, maybe tap back a little bit of Lindgren's rocks so that she keeps her rock in play. Actually, it looks like she's throwing a lot more weight than that. Looks like she's going to try to do a take out a rock. So Lindgren's going to come down and try to remove Brekke's rock. Right now, Lindgren is hitting second shot. She again is trying for the stubble. Looks like she's got one, and the second one, very nice shot. So, Lindgren removes both yellow rocks, and now Brekke's either going to draw. Looks like she's going to try to draw for one. So, over here on the Myers versus Stubbe game, Myers is putting up guards, and Stubbe has decided to draw around the two guards that he has in play here with his second, his lead second rock. Brekke's shot looks good. The sweepers are on it. Looks like she's going to get her one. And so Brekke will be down 4. 7-3, playing without the hammer, coming home. So down 4.
This is going to be no shake. Well, no, but the footage on sheet 1.
I know. So did you try and look at it for a second? We're going to try to see if we can look at the overhead on sheet 1 to give you an idea of what's going on there. Just while the initial shots here in our in the 10th ender played here in the Lingren Brekke game. Okay, we're not going to be able to tell you, we're not going to be able to show you anything. Our incompetence, we see a lot of labels and a joystick, but our ability to use these toys is very limited. So I just say that Myers is still trying to draw behind, see if he can steal in this end. Stubby's left a lot of rocks in play. We're down to first, Vice's first rocks. And Myers tried to draw around, but bumped his guard. And now he's got 2 in front, and Stubby is going to try to remove some guards. Back over on our feature sheet, we are seeing this must be continuing. Lingren's continuing to have her lead throw through. Brekke's trying to decide, should she throw, she decides she's going to try another guard. It's okay, it looks like first shot's a guard, slips into the house, but it's okay, but her main call is another guard here. Sweepers think it's a little heavy. Brekke calls him on it for line. She gets by the guard, and it does look like it's going to come in. Looks like a nice shot right on top of the 4-foot. Okay, so Stubby cleared guards with his cleared 1 guard with his Vice's shot. This is his Vice's second shot. He's trying to clear another guard. Brekke looks like she was calling for another guard, maybe one close to the house. She's not, she doesn't need, 1 shot doesn't do her any good here. She's down 4, so Lindgren's clearly taking the strategy of just trying to run her out of rocks. Myers is trying to draw another one in. He has 1 behind cover, but is not the shot rock. So he's seeing if he can improve his position. He's got another guard, but he's still sitting second shot, as Stubby has 1 on the side of the 8-foot. Brekke puts up another guard, and Lingren doesn't hesitate at all. These guards are close together, so there's a chance she can take out more than 1. But she's just going to go for 1. Okay. So, in the Stubby Myers game, Stubby's decided that his best chance here is to try to draw behind himself, see if he can beat Myers to the 4-foot. So with his first rock, He's drawing in. Looks like a good shot. Looks like a good shot, but it looks like it could come up a little bit short and be a little bit light. So now Myers, with his last shot, he's got a couple different options. He's got a hit and roll that he could do. He can try and tap up his own red. He can try a draw again. And I think he's called for a timeout. So, timeout, and we'll see. Go back to our feature sheet here and see what's going on over here. Lingren is still clearing. She's trying to run back here. Run back one of her red rocks onto one of theirs. She just peels the guard. So Brekke's going to try and put that guard back up again. I think this has to be in the house or splittable for Brekke, or it in order for her to have a chance. So over here in the Myers game, not sure what they decided to do here, whether they're going to try the in-off or they're going to draw. It's mine. It's my daughter calling from Minnesota. No. It's midterms. No. Okay, looks like he's going for the in-off. The advantage of this shot is that it's curling a lot.
Oh, he's going to roll out.
Yeah, no. Stubby now has a draw. He just has to get 8 foot to win the game. Back on our feature sheet, Lindgren just needs to remove one more yellow rock and it's game over. And she does that successfully. And they shake and the game is over. So here comes Stubby's rock coming down. He's trying to draw in here. Sweepers are all over it. Suddenly they're worried they might be oversweeping it. It might be a little heavy, but it looks like a good shot. And it looks like it's going to be Stubby over Myers, 9-7. Okay? Well, thanks a lot, and we'll be back again at the 4 o'clock draw. Okay, thank you. Okay, so all the scores here are on sheet 4. It was Sweet quit after 9 with a 11-4. Lingren. So it was 7-3. Doesn't matter. And Dropkin beat Hodek 8-2. And Stubby beat Myers 9-7. In this game, you put X's because they shook. You don't score the last one.
So this was 9-7, right?
Which one? Myers?
9-7.
9-7.
Yeah, 9-7. That's one is done. Okay, so this is done. It's final. But this one here, I'm sorry. So this one, they shook, so they don't count the score at
Yeah,
all?
you just put an X.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so final.
You don't put zeros. You don't. Isn't there an X you can put in?
No, you can't.
You
There's-
sure?
Yeah. There's
There's an X.
fine.
That's what
I
you're
see
supposed
the
to
X.
do.
Ah.
Same thing in all those other. Okay.
Hi,
Sorry about
Elizabeth.
that. So thank you for joining us, and we'll be back
Say what?
again in the at the 4 o'clock draw, and
No, I don't
in
have
that
a
draw, our featured game will be
Oh my God. You know,
um,
I completely forgot.
Dunham versus Vukic
It's not in
on
my
sheet
calendar.
2. So come back and join us then. I just wanted to give a little bit of heads up, and thanks to our sponsors, Whole Foods of Wayland and Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, which has been providing excellent donuts and treats for people for breakfast all week long. And our other sponsor, gold sponsors, Broomstones Curling Supplies. So thanks very much.